What is up, party people? Welcome back to another video. This is a well-awaited one, hot off the press at this time of recording 8 minutes ago. Just came out, these fresh changes. So many good changes for PvP, so many changes in general. This would be waiting for. I was hoping for some big round of tuning and a lot of changes I exactly was looking for. So let's get into it. Let's go over everything. So I'll cover everything PvE, PvP, both of them. So tank specialization is now generating 650% additional threat. Not really sure about how the problem was on that, if that was a big deal, but now they'll generate more threat, which is probably great. The hunt damage reduced for 10%, mint change. Fodder the flame proc no longer scales with haste. Didn't even know that happened, but mint change. So because they were getting so many procs and like the procs were huge, and that's what made like DHs like unkillable. Regrowth healing reduced by 6%. Don't really know why they went that route, because you know you'll see that they actually nerfed some of the hots as well. So about for Argerids, so I don't really know. I don't think that's really gonna have much of an impact anyway. For Hunter, we got steel trap damage reduced. We have explosive damage increase, barrage damage increase, all marksmanship hunter damage 10% increase. That's a lot. Survival at 5%. That is big. I think survival is such a sleeper spec, especially in terms of PvP. This class could wreak some havoc in twos. I'm telling you right now. I think this very underrepresented class and underplayed, and it's kind of going under the radar. Fire Mage, massive Foyer Mage buffs, 10%, 5%, and 8% across the board. Very much needed in PvP. And it's good that it's good that they were minor nerfs to Pyroblast and bigger nerfs on like the Casset stuff. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see these just everything going into their combustion damage, which is obviously not good. Extenuate cooldown increase to 3 minutes from 45 seconds. Interesting. That is a fat nerf. And the bleed magnitude reduced to 80% was 100. Recent data indicates that Extenuate is drastically overperforming its historical intended power, just probably because of all the modifiers to bleeds. That recognize that this is a heavy nerf for an individual talent, but important that Extenuate power to be similar to alternative available choices. Okay, so fat nerf Extenuate. That's gonna probably not gonna take that if it's possible. Monk, Brewmaster, increase their stamina. Okay, PvE change. Awakened Feline Spinning Crane Kick now heals 3 additional talents, so it's a little buff to that. Vivifies heal to primary target increased by 20%. That's a lot. Peaceful Mending now increases the healing received by Enveloping Mist and Renewing Mist by 15, so up about 5 to from 10 to 15%, and from 20 to 30%. So that's a lot of increased healing from Renewing Mist and Enveloping Mist. So nice buffs to Mistweaver. Yu'lon's Whisper now heals 5 targets, was 6. Okay, and probably like a raid. It's a raid change. There's no application to Mythic Plus or PvP. Paladin, Aegis of Light now grants 50% increased stamina, was 45. Wow, these are a lot of buffs for Prot Paladin, man. They just got like a 40% flat buff to WoG in the last change as well. Resto Shaman, all healing buff by 5%. Good change for them. Acid Rage damage increases 50%. I'm assuming that's a Mythic Plus thing. Maybe they weren't really able to perform at the same level of damage-wise, but they needed a buff. I think if there was one healer that, for right now, I personally think all healers are very close. It's like Evoker, every other healer, Resto Shaman. And this is a good change for them. I think Resto Shaman probably needed that. Warlock, again, nerfing Soul Leech. Freaking yes, man. Freaking yes. We love that change. That is very good for us because Warlocks are still just very tanky, very tanky. For Arms Warrior, we got a buff to Fueled of Violence, or a heal, yeah, to a healing of it. Oh, that could be. I hate like this passive healing type stuff for warriors, but unfortunately, like you gave all these other classes all of these healing buffs, you're gonna need to give Arms it. Prot increase the healing from it. Now deals brutal vitality, now causes 50% damage you deal to add to your ignore pain, but was 30%, so a slight nerf to that. Okay, now to the PvP stuff. This is big changes, and we love them. We love them. I don't know if there's any here that I'm like, damn, that sucks. Anyway, thank you for who participated in the Prevec from the Play with the Blues event. I was wondering, yeah, they had to give us something here. Okay, so DK. Massive nerfs to AMS, 25% nerf to AMS. Will of the Necropolis was absurd. Like DKs were just not dying. They were raid bosses. 50% nerf in PvP. Great change. AMZ. absorb or anti-magic barrier increased to anti-magic shell duration and absorb. That's really good. And the AMS shields were like 20 seconds long. It was ridiculous. So 50% nerf to that. Awesome change. Abelin will no longer pull individual players more than once over its duration. Are you fucking kidding me? That is amazing. That is amazing. You don't, so you, once you like leap out of it, it gets pulls you once, you fucking get out again, gone. Such a freaking good change. Holy moly, we needed that months ago. Improved Death Strike increases Death Strike healing has been reduced by 50%. Yes! Sorry if you guys play DKs, but these are fair, I think. I think they're fair, completely fair. Their healing was absolutely ridiculous. Because they do have good damage still. Frost, Death Strike healing reduce, okay. Unholy healing increase, just Death Strike healing reduce. Okay, their note was Deathknight survivability has been substantially higher than we're comfortable with, so we're targeting several aspects of their defensive kit that we feel needed adjustments. Death Knights will maintain durability and options to counterplay defensively. Additionally, multiple grips of AOLM created scenarios of unfun gameplay. Just go Blizzard! With minimal counterplay in PvP, we're changing this talent to be able to pull unique player only once per use. We believe this change will allow the talent to be attractive. Yes! Rest of Druid, Budding Leaves has a 70% effectiveness. Totally fair. Budding Leaves was a 90% buff to Life Bloom, and you were double Life Blooming with Focus Growth stacks. It was too much. It was too much. So fair change there. 15 issue that costs Focus Growth buff to only apply to one Life Bloom at a time while under the life. Oh, so this is a buff. So now you're going to be able to keep 3 stacks on 2 targets? Is that what that means? This issue that costs Focus Growth buff to only apply to one Life Bloom at a time. So this might be a low-key, like, not really a nerf in general, because you can run double Life Bloom and then Focus Growth and keep 3 stacks of Life Bloom on 2 targets. That could be really insane if that's how it works. Evoker, this is what I'm talking about, baby! Okay, so I am a fan of Evoker, but dude, I'm a fucking real about it, okay? I was saying, man, they need to nerf the fire damage, buff the blue damage, all right? So they nerfed Scarlet Adaptation's cap, which was for living flame damage by 30%. Not the hugest deal. This one is a big deal, though. Fire Breath's initial damage is reduced by 30% PvP. This isn't going to change this is going to be good, because now what you're going to probably want to do is do the lower level ones. Go for like the rank 1 fire breath so that you get the dot. You still get the full duration. So that might make it a little interesting gameplay to maybe go for more of the dot style than the burst, because it was too much damage, man. I was one-shotting everybody, especially as devastation. Just NS fire breath, everyone dead. But in turn, they buffed Disintegrate by 15%. This is going to be too much. This might be too much for Devastation. I'm not going to lie. Disintegrate can really pump for Devastation. But this is amazing for Preservation, because Disintegrate allows for gameplay that has a trade-off, because your Living Flame has no trade-off. It heals and does damage. Disintegrate, it costs the same resource as your heals. So it's like using mana for doing damage, and you can't heal as much with that. Excellent. Preservation mana reduced by additional 10% PvP. Awesome. Their mana was absurd. I totally think that's a fair change. Arcane Mage, big dick nerfs, big dick nerfs. I don't really know exactly what these are. I know Arcane Bombardment was revolved around Arcane Barrage. I'm sure all of these are either Arcane Blast or Arcane Barrage. Looking to adjust Arcane's instant burst damage through adjustments targeting Arcane Blast, Arcane Barrage. Good, very good changes. So I don't really know these exact talents. I don't want to see it all the way, but their instant damage was very high. Arcane Blast for like 100 plus Ks, instant, and then Arcane Barrage for like 150, 170k. So good change there. Frost Mage buffs, good. So Piercing Cold was nerfed, now 50% effective. So that one was nerfed. I don't really know what Piercing Cold does. Ice Lance increased by 20%, good. Snowdrift no longer has a cast time. Very good change, honestly, because that talent is so cool, but nobody was playing it because it has a cast time. And the cooldown was reduced to 45 seconds. It's good to, like, I really like, Frostmage is very well done, I think. I really like Frostmage. It was so underwhelming. So I really like Frostmage coming back. I think it's very cool spec, very fun to play with too. Maybe not fun to play against, especially if you're a melee, but oh, Piercing Cold was buffing to Glacial Strikes, huh? Yeah, Glacial Strike was hitting too hard. Hitting harder than we would like, despite the long cast time attached to the spell. We're reducing Piercing Cold. Critical Strike damage modifier, cool. Okay, so they're nerfing that. Monk In PvP, ancient teachings of the monastery and anthills were 375%. This is big for fist weaving. We would like to see more aggressive playstyles with mystery monk to be possible, so we're targeting ancient teachings. That's a lot of healing. Again, though, this is not the change you want. We want smart heals. The problem with ancient teachings and fist weaving is the fact that a target could be at 80%, and one target could be at 20%. And when you Rising Sun kick, there's a chance it could heal the 80% guy. And that's a big issue, unless that's been changed subtly, but I don't think it was. And that was the biggest problem with it. But this is a massive buff. Like, your Rising Sun kicks are going to heal for, especially because Rising Sun kick was just buffed too. I'm going to have to level my Mistweaver, man. This is pretty nuts. And then Echoing Recommend, nerf by 30%. Very quick, Blizzard. Thank you so much, because I just buffed this last Tuesday. They were really quick. We've seen the ability to be extremely high burst. Very, 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 very good change. Enhance and nerf to their instant big dam, which is great as well. So they're nerfing like the max damage from like all the max stacks. Very, very good change. And then Raging Maelstrom, increase effectiveness. Basically just nerfing all that kind of stuff. Found out the additional tuning. We'll continue to keep an eye on the class balance over the next week. So as we have additional adjustments planned for the week of December 20th, the beginning of season 1. Let's get a round of applause for Blizzard. These are awesome changes. A little bit later than I would hope, because people are probably going to be pissy if they leveled these characters already. But great changes. We just got to keep seeing these, keep coming, and we're going to have a great season. This has potential to be the best PvP expansion ever since MOP, because the gearing changes were phenomenal. We just need to be on top of the tuning. So that is all we got today, guys. Hope you guys enjoy the content. Stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos on changes like this. So stay tuned, subscribe, like the channel, leave a comment on what you think about these changes, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.